Building wealth is an essential part of living your life because at the end of the day, it costs money to live. But exactly what it means to build wealth can vary from person to person. It's all based on your vision for your life. So today we're going to be talking about how to define what a wealthy life means for you. Hi, I'm Tasha.
And I'm Joseph from One Big Happy Life, where we help you find balance, build wealth, and live happy. Everything that you need to create the life that you want.
Now, before we get into today's video, we wanted to invite you to join us for a free live money class where we are going to be talking about how to go from surviving to thriving. So how to build a 7-figure nest egg while creating a life that you love along the way. So we'd love for you to join us live, and you can grab your seat over at onebighappylife.com/money plan.
So what does it mean to build wealth and to have a wealthy life? Well, certainly it can be amassing a whole bunch of money and having a gigantic nest egg. But beyond that, it's also thinking about the other areas of your life and how you can make those rich and full at every stage too. Now, your vision and what dreams you have for your own life are definitely going to be different than anybody else's, which is completely okay. You'd expect that, right? But remember that the money and investments, everything that you're accumulating, it's just a tool to help you achieve those dreams and those visions. That's the part that really matters. The building wealth just helps you get there.
Yeah, the goal is to figure out what your dream life looks like, how much that dream life costs, and then how can you make money plus build wealth in a way that is in alignment with your vision all along the way of what it takes to live a good life. So not sacrificing now for later, but finding that balance, to go back to our motto, finding that balance so that you can build wealth and live happy. Like, there is a reason why that's our motto, guys. So in this video, we really want to focus in on and give you 3 exercises that you can do to help you figure out what your vision for your life looks like. So we really want you to get out a piece of paper and a pen and take the time to actually write out these exercises. Don't just stop and think about it. Write them out. Have your partner do the exercise too, and then get together with each other and talk about your vision for your life. This is actually an exercise that we did this month inside of Wealth Builder Society with all of our members. And it was so eye-opening for so many people because too many people don't stop and think about, well, what do I actually want? Instead, we go along with what we're pre-programmed to want from our parents, from society, maybe from our friends, from our significant others. And, even as we evolve and change in life, we don't stop to think, is this still what I want? So we want to encourage you to give yourself the gift of taking the time to answer these questions.
Yeah, I know I should have done all of these things when I was picking out my, how I was going to direct my life because, you just get caught up in what we think we're supposed to be doing. And so, but it's also never too late to go ahead and take the time. So the first thing that we want you to do is visualize a life where you don't have to worry about money. You have as much money as you need to do whatever. Okay, so you're not worrying about money. Then how do you want to spend your time in that life? Now, for some of you, you're going to be thinking, well, I'm not going to do anything at all. Clearly, I'm just going to sit around or play a bunch of video games. And honestly, that was my first inclination too. It's like, well, of course, I'm just going to live the dream and sit back.
Full disclosure, that's not my inclination. I like to work, but...
But so ultimately, I do too. I want something as well. And so think about whenever you've done that just relaxation thing for a while, and then you start to get a little bit bored and restless with it, which obviously that happens at some point. And that's the time when you think about, well, what do I want to be doing?
Yeah, at the end of the day, we all, yes, we want to have lots of leisure time. We want to be stress-free and relaxed, but we also absolutely need to be engaged mentally in something that is fulfilling to us, right? So don't, like Joseph's saying, don't just stop at the, well, I just want to relax, right? Because you probably need a whole bunch of time off
Oh, it
depending
could
on
be a
how
long
what
time.
your life has
Yeah.
been looking like right now. But let's just say you spent the first year, relaxing. Now what? What will you feel called to do? How will you want to spend your time? What will you enjoy? What do you think, and dig deep and make sure, okay, how long could I do this for? Is this really what I would enjoy doing? Why do I want to do this? Like, what would be fulfilling to you? And the idea behind this is because we have a tendency to limit what is possible for us because of money. Because we'll say, well, I can't do this. Oh, it happens all the time. I can't do this because, I've got kids. I can't sell my house and move and go to law school because I have kids. Thankfully, I didn't tell myself that because I wouldn't be here with you guys right now. Or I can't quit my job and start a business right now. I have to wait until I pay off all of my debt first. No, you don't. So that's why we want to encourage you to start thinking about, what would I do if money wasn't in the picture? If I could just choose, what would it be?
Yeah, and as you're breaking that down, think about things that you want to learn, skills that you have that you're not currently applying, that you'd want to expand on, impacts that you want to make on the world, and what kind of jobs or activities can then make those impacts. And so that's just a couple of starting areas to think about. If you're, if having so many options is too much, kind of maybe think about focusing in on those kind of questions to help narrow it down.
The second exercise that we highly recommend that you do is, I call it the deathbed exercise. It's a little morbid, but imagine that you are on your deathbed. You've reached the end of your life. You're old, right? Let's say you're like 96 and
That's a good run.
Yeah. So you've had your full life. You've experienced all the things you wanted to experience, and you know that you're out of time. What kind of life do you want to look back on? What do you want to have done? What will make you feel proud and good and like you really lived your life to its fullest potential? What things must you have accomplished in order for you to die peacefully at 96 years old? And who's around you? Who are the people that are around you? What did your life look like? That's my favorite exercise, because I want to make sure that when I look back on my life, that I wasn't timid about it, that I didn't do things out of fear, and that I lived it as full as I possibly could, that I lived hard, And so that's my personal favorite exercise, and it keeps me grounded, because as I look at that exercise and I look at where I want to end up, and I think about, well, what am I doing right now? And is that getting me closer to that or not? Right? So I think it's a great perspective bringer. So that's exercise number 2.
The third exercise to try is writing down what your ideal week looks like. So think about every aspect of your week, how you want to break up, how you're going to be using your time, your sleep, your entertainment, your job, and figure it out exactly how you want it to look like. Maybe you're working 8 hours a day some days, maybe you're working 4 hours every day, whatever it is, whatever you think, oh my gosh, if this were my schedule, it would be amazing. And then take a look at your current schedule and compare the two and see what areas you absolutely hate, what areas you absolutely love. And then you can start to work towards that ideal schedule and figure out how you get there. How much money it's going to take, how much wealth building you need for that, or what other kind of changes in your life to achieve your ideal week right now.
Yeah, this exercise in particular is a great pattern interrupt, because we all have a tendency to fall into well-worn habits. Plus, there's habit slippage, where those positive habits that we want to be implementing in our lives, it can be easy for those things to slip away, and then we fall back into habits that actually don't bring us closer to the life that we want. And so I know you might be thinking, well, what does my ideal week have to do with building wealth? Now, first of all, we said building wealth is a holistic thing. So there are multiple areas of your life where wealth matters, like health, for example, time, wealth, relationship wealth, mental wealth, where you're taking time for self-care, for spirituality, for personal development. And so that's where your ideal week comes in, because that's where the rubber hits the road. That is the day-to-day habit implementation that's going to make 96-year-old you really happy with how life went or really disappointed with how life went. And so by first stopping to look at your ideal week, you can really say, oh my gosh, this week would be amazing, but oh, this is what my week actually looks like. I can't be doing this. So it's a great pattern interrupt for you to realize how close or far apart your ideal week is. And it can also impact things like what type of work you do, where you work. Like you might be looking at your commute and say, that is just too much time. I've got to find a job that allows me to cut back on this, or I've got to talk to my boss about letting me work from home permanently or more days of the week. Because obviously, because of coronavirus, they know you can do your work from home.
Now that you know those exercises to figure out what a wealthy life will mean to you, we want to help you apply that and reach those goals in your own life right now. So make sure you head on over to onebighappylife.com/money plan and join us for the free money class.
All right, we'll see you in the next video. Bye.